Okay, I see on YouTube there are people that are coming up with different ways of putting air in the air forks without putting too much air in. I'm not saying they're doing it wrong. I'm just saying here is how I do it, okay? Some of the people say to use a device, and this is an air fork pump. Okay, this has a screw-on cap that you, when you screw this onto your Schrader valve on your forks, when you're screwing this on, you will hear a as that little piece inside there contacts the center of the valve. It can't be helped, all right? Once you screw it all the way down, the O-ring seals against the base of the Schrader valve. Okay, that's fine. But when you put air in and you're done, as you take this off, you will hear that again as you're taking this off. That's why you can't use this kind, because these forks hold so little air that you will let it all out if you're not fast with this type of a fitting on the hose. So here's how I do it. I've been doing it this way for years. On my air compressor, I have two pressure gauges. That one there is how much air pressure is in my tank. That one there is how much air pressure is in the hose. So what I do is I will let air go from the tank, watch the gauge, into the hose. There. I've got about 15 pounds showing there on that gauge, because that next red increment is 30 pounds. So I'm about 16 or 17 pounds there. So what I'll do is I'll get my air hose, and I use this kind of a air valve, and I will watch the gauge and I'll let the air out till that gets down to around 7 pounds. Then I go over to the fork air valve and I will press that on, and I can't put too much air in. It's impossible, because there's only 7 pounds of air in the fork tube, in this hose I mean. So if there's not too much air in the hose, I'm not accidentally putting too much air into the fork tube. Then I will check the pressure with my low pressure gauge. And if I need to put some more air in, it's no big deal. I'll just put some more air in up here. But that's how you do it. You just put as much as you need in the hose. Now I bought that gauge there at Harbor Freight, and I've added it before the hose, after the shutoff valve. And that tells me what the hose pressure is. And I think I bought that at Harbor Freight for about $8 or $10 at the most. So that kind of eliminates any possibility of accidentally putting too much air in your air system, because you can only put as much air in as you put in the hose. End of problem. Now, if you are losing air, you know, you check it on Saturday, and the next Saturday the air is all gone, there's a little screw-in valve under this cap. I have them here. It's just a regular Schrader valve core. And you take them out with this little valve core tool. Of course, I can't find, here it is. This valve core tool, you get them at Walmart for a couple bucks. This part here tightens or removes the valve core tool. And the valve cores are pretty universal. I have a bunch of them in that drawer. But if you suspect that it's that valve core, just unscrew it and put a new one in out of a tire valve. But you're losing air there, or you could be losing air because you've got a bad fork seal. If that's the way they work. I'm not sure how the forks on the Ventures hold air. But here's what can make a fork tube seal go bad. When you hit bugs, there's a dried bug right there. That's hard. Hear my fingernails rubbing over it? That's what your seal has to do when it goes over a dried bug on your fork tube. And that's what can make your fork seals go bad. This top part here is not your fork seal. This is called a dust wiper. It's supposed to wipe the dust or whatever out of the way so the seal doesn't contact it. So the seal is underneath here, down in the tube, in the fork slider. So every time you have bugs on your windshield, on your face shield, you probably have them on your fork seal, your fork tubes too. So when you clean your windshield, you clean your face shield, clean the wipe area of your fork tubes. I have bugs on there right now. I can feel it. Because that's what makes your fork seals go bad sometimes. Anyway, I hope this helps somebody. That's how I've done it for years. I'll see you out there.